Hi all, I am Mr. Mendoza, a second grade teacher at Webb Du Bois Charter Academy. In this portion of this video of governing the people, I am going to be reading Community and State Governments. Hopefully you enjoy this. Some things to consider before we start reading are that you will end up being able to, you will understand how a community and state governments make and carry out laws. The city and state governments make laws to keep citizens safe. That's why laws are made, to keep us safe. You'll also look at a bunch of vocabulary in this. You can repeat the words after me. Government, law, consequence, because there's a consequence when you break laws. Mayor, council, judge, governor, and a legislator. Every state has a governor. Every city has a judge, a council, and a mayor. Community and state governments. Each community has a government. A government is a group of citizens that runs a community. It protects all people and their rights. The government passes laws to help people get along and stay safe. A law is a rule that citizens must follow. The government also makes sure the laws are followed. You see a sign that says no trespassing, don't go there. If you see a sign that says reserved parking, don't park there unless you're handicapped. If you see a sign that says $1,000 fine for littering, don't be a litter bug. That means throwing your trash out of the window when you're driving. Don't do that. Crosswalk. If you're driving, make sure that you're careful. Some citizens do not obey the laws. People who break laws must face the consequences. A consequence is something that happens because of what a person does. Lawbreakers may have to do work for the community or pay money to the government. People who break the most important laws must go to jail. And all your rights are taken from you when you break the law. Most community governments have three parts. Community, like cities. A mayor is a citizen who leads a town or city. The mayor makes sure that the community is a good place to live. The council is a group of people. A mayor is one person. The council is a group of people chosen by the citizens to make choices for them. In many communities, the council and the mayor make laws. Government leaders, mayor, Mayor Gavin Newsom of San Francisco, and they're all chosen by the people. Courts are another part of a community government. A court decides if someone has broken a law and what the consequences should be. A judge is a person in charge of a court. Judges make sure that the courts carry out laws fairly. There's a city council, a judge. Who are the government leaders where you live? I would research that and say, who's the judge in Fresno? Which are council members of Fresno? Who's the mayor of Fresno? Or whatever town you live in, city, rural, urban, anything. Like a community government, a state government has three parts. First, we read about a community government city. Now we're going to read about the state. Like a community government, a state government has three parts. A governor leads the state. He or she makes sure that laws are carried out. The governor also suggests new laws. One part, the governor. The state legislature is like a community council, but it is much larger. Members of the legislature, second part, legislator, are the lawmakers for the state. They are chosen by the citizens of all the state's communities. The state also has courts. That's a third one. Judges decide if someone has broken state laws. Many times, judges also decide the consequences for breaking the law. governor, legislator, and the courts. Community and state governments do different jobs. Community governments work for the people of their community. They run the police and fire departments and plan buildings and parks. State governments work for all of the people in a state. They take care of state roads and highways. In an emergency, the state government helps people get the food and shelter they need, especially in times like these. Community and state governments make and carry out laws and take care of their citizens. Remember, in a community, you have a mayor, the council, and a judge. In a state, you have the governor, the legislator, which makes the laws, and the courts or judges also. How do community and state governments make and carry out laws? How do they? Who do they use? Think about it. What is the job of the legislature? What is this person's job? Next, write a letter to your community council about a law you think your community needs. Lastly, here's some main idea and details. Why would a lawbreaker have to pay money to the government? Why do you think? Think and ask your parents, ask a friend. Hopefully you enjoyed this section. Think about finding states and capitals. Here are the states. The words written in capital letters are all the states. And the words written in regular are the capitals. It gets a little blurry when I start expanding the screen like this. But as you see, California, Sacramento, Nevada, Carson City. But we would say Sacramento, California. Phoenix, Arizona. Santa Fe, New Mexico. Austin, Texas. Oklahoma City, Oklahoma. Denver, Colorado. Salt Lake City, Utah. Carson City, Nevada. Salem, Oregon. Olympia, Washington. Boise, Idaho. Helena, Montana. Cheyenne, Wyoming. Denver, Colorado. Oklahoma City, Oklahoma. Topeka, Kansas. Lincoln, Nebraska. Pierre, South Dakota. Bismarck, North Dakota. St. Paul, Minnesota. Madison, Wisconsin. Des Moines, Iowa. Jefferson City, Missouri. Springfield, Illinois. Lansing, Michigan. Indianapolis, Indiana. Frankfort, Kentucky. Nashville, Tennessee. Montgomery, Alabama. Jackson, Mississippi. Little Rock, Arkansas. Baton Rouge, Louisiana. Montgomery, Alabama. Columbia, Georgia. I think I might be wrong on that. Atlanta, Georgia. Atlanta. I was like, hold on, that doesn't make sense. Columbia is not the state, is not the capital of Georgia. Atlanta is. Columbia is South Carolina. And in Florida, with Tallahassee. Raleigh, North Carolina. Nashville, Tennessee. Frankfort, Kentucky. Columbus, Ohio. Harrisburg, Pennsylvania. In West Virginia, we have, I don't know. Virginia is Richmond. Washington, D.C., Maryland. Dover, Delaware. Trenton, New Jersey. Harrisburg, Pennsylvania. Providence, Connecticut. Massachusetts, Rhode Island. Boston, Concord. Maine, New Hampshire, Vermont. All these, New York City, New York. All these are a bunch of states that you find in the United States. Why it matters. Our country has 50 states. California is one of the largest states. Alaska, oops, totally forgot about Alaska and Hawaii. Totally forgot about those two. Hawaii is an island, and Alaska is way up in Northern America, North America. It's just way out there. What do you need to know? You can find cities and states on a map. A capital is a city in which the government of a state or country meets. A border is a line that shows where a state or a country ends. Find California on the map. What is a capital city? What states are found along the border of California? What borders? Here's California. What are the bordering states? Mexico is not a state in the United States. Mexico is another country. Hopefully, you already knew that. List the capital cities of the states that are found along the border of California. List those. You should at least know those. Next up is our national government. Please look for it. And I hope that you enjoyed this section, especially with a map. And if you do, please just subscribe to this channel.